Excavator is back again, and today he's starting with clearing a little bit more trees where the septic tanks are going to go, because today we have scheduled a delivery for the septic tanks.
We've been trying to clear all of the trees ourselves. We just hadn't got to these ones yet. They were kind of the last trees that we had on the list to clear.
And we were about to clear them.
Yeah, they were our lowest priority because they're so easy to clear with the excavator. We tried to get to them last week, and we came up on Friday morning. We're trying to clear trees in the morning when it's cool. And we came up here last week to get to the tractor, and the tractor had a flat tire. We found a pretty good sized hole in there. We've obviously driven over a branch or some stub or something that's punctured it. Fortunately, we were able to get that repaired pretty quickly, but by that time it was already too hot in the day to start tree clearing. Fortunately, they can do it pretty quick. Now, we were a little bit concerned we weren't going to be able to get the depth on that hole. And as the excavator started going in there, sure enough, just a couple of feet beneath the surface, we hit some rock. And not the soft, flaky ledge that we've hit elsewhere. We hit some really solid bedrock. we got a bit lucky. The excavator was able to creep a bucket under one edge of it and actually pull some giant, and I mean giant, boulders out. The excavator couldn't lift it. It kind of like dragged it out. It was way sort of up on its kind of toes of the excavator, if you like, dragging that thing out. It was a bit sketchy. I'm kind of glad I wasn't in the driver's seat for that one. That was pretty cool to watch though. What that did is left a giant hole behind it. Today is our septic tank delivery day, and the delivery turned up about 2 hours ahead of schedule. We weren't ready with the holes yet that were being dug, so we managed to get one of them dug and they're going to put that one in, but the other tank they're just going to offload and put down here. The reason we got two tanks is this is not a pure gravity system. It'll be gravity flow into a septic tank. From there, the septic tank will feed into a pump tank. That pump tank then pumps up to the leach field. So what you can see behind me there, so that there is the pump tank, and they're going to drop that just on the floor here. The other one behind me there, that is the septic tank, and that's the one that's going to go in the ground that they're working on just now. So we got the gravel in the hole behind us, got it real flat in the bottom there and ready to go. We've been using the level to make sure we're at the right height. The truck has managed to get in, and they're now going to lift this tank straight off the truck and into there. These tanks are heavy, and although the excavator can lift them, it's not ideal. We'd much rather take it straight off the truck with the crane on there if we can. And that's what we're doing now. The company that delivered the tank brought over their crane, and they were at maximum stretch to reach in and position that tank, but we got it exactly where we wanted to. Today has been a really good day. I feel like we've made a ton of progress. Maybe not quite as much as we'd hoped, but nonetheless, a lot of things have happened today. You'll notice the hole continues past that, and that's because there's another tank to go in there. The pump tank is going to go next to it here, but there's a vein of bedrock going through there, and they tried with the excavator and they just couldn't seem to find an edge on that. So they're going to come back here with an even bigger excavator, hopefully in the next few days, and get through that, because that excavator has a giant rock hammer. I haven't seen this thing, but they said it's about the size of my tractor, just the rock hammer alone. That thing should make quick work of the bedrock down there. So that's kind of a key milestone though. Got that first tank in, really excited about that. Once the other tank's in, we can put insulation on top, we can get some plumbing connected up, and we can start to backfill with the fill around the sides and some topsoil on top. So the next area that they've been focusing on is over here. So our site is on this big slope, and so a major priority has been to kind of install this terrace. So we're going to slope upwards and then have this nice big flat area so that our utility building and our house are all on a single level. And that is what they've been working on behind me here. We're still not quite there yet. You can probably tell there's a little bit of a slope, but we are making really good progress. This area behind me, towards those wooden stakes over there, is basically where we're going to, in future, park the RV. Those stakes represent where the well and the transformer are going to go. And so this whole area, we want to be completely flat along here. So they've been working on this. We are now within probably, give or take, 6 inches of where we need to be for fill. So we're actually raising this area up. And this final section, this final sort of 6 inches or so, they're actually going to pull in some material, the same stuff they used for the driveway. That stuff is incredible. It's a mix of some coarser, bigger rocks and some fines, and that stuff packs down really tight and also pretty smooth considering it's just a sub base. So they're going to put that in here for a little while at least. That is going to be the main surface we use here, but we are installing it 6 inches below what will become the final grade of our driveway to give us that 6 inches for top surface later on. We haven't yet decided what we're going to put in, whether it will be gravel or crushed asphalt millings or something else, we don't know. But we're leaving ourselves that 6 inches of space to put that in. The key thing is though, to get this area in solid and get it in flat and get it in at the right elevation, the right grade. And the reason for that is because we want to get our well drilled. And that is what these two stakes represent. The one on the right represents our well. The one on the left represents where our transformer, our electrical transformer, will go. To install the well, we have a well drilling company lined up. Hopefully they should be with us the next couple of weeks. And when they are here, they'll be able to drill that well down. They need good access to that, so that's why we've been focusing on getting this area nice and level and solid and flat. But they will make a mess. A big muddy slurry is what we've been told to expect there. So we're going to try and get that well drilled before we do too much else, particularly downhill from there. So we really don't want to drill that transformer pad hole and some of the conduit down there. We don't want to trench for that until that well is in. So the priority is getting that in as soon as possible. So fingers crossed they can get to that pretty soon. So that's been the other big accomplishment of the day, is making more progress on this area. It's better than it was before. The final area they've been working on is this over here. This is where our utility building is going to be. We are having to dig down, it's about 1 foot below grade, a little over 1 foot below the subsurface grade that we've got over here. We're trying to dig that down for the utility building. We'll talk later about the type of foundation and things we're using, but the challenge has been to get that depth. And the reason for that, again, is rock. You can see here where the bobcat with the smaller rock hammer has been working at this. If that's not done by the time the big excavator gets here, they're going to switch over and start using that. But you can see there's still a decent amount of depth they got to get. Diana and I are limited in terms of how we can help at the moment. We're running around with a laser, just trying to make sure that we're all on track and everyone knows what height they're aiming at. That and bringing pizza for people is about as much value as we can add at the moment. But we're really excited to get to the end of this so that we can then start our work on actually building the building.
And another job for us got created.
Oh yeah.
Slash pile.
We find ourselves, I don't even want to call this a slash pile. This is just a tree pile. You can see behind me here, I think it's nearly all spruce with a couple of maples in there. Some small, some a little bit larger. This one maybe here is about 10 inches.
And we have to get this cleaned up before they can dig the trench to the leach field. Yeah,
these trees are lying almost exactly along the line that the pipe will take from our pump tank, which is off down that way, up to our leach field, which is off up that way. So the pipe will literally run up along here. So yeah, you're right, they need to come out pretty soon. Yeah, the work never seems to stop. There's always something new to do. So all in, today has been a really good day. They started work at 7 o'clock. It is just after 4 o'clock now, and they've just finished for the day. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with this, but there is still a long, long way to go.